All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another video for Fear the Walking Dead. And this one we'll be doing our video predictions, what we think is going to happen in Fear the Walking Dead Season 6. Okay, and major spoiler warning if you have not yet seen the season finale for Fear the Walking Dead Season 5. Definitely had to go ahead and do this video for Season 6. So Fear the Walking Dead has been renewed for a 6th season. We'll see if it's the last season or not, or if they're going to do a Season 7. It really seems like AMC is just hell-bent on keeping everything Walking Dead full steam ahead, all 3 series, because they're adding in the new series next year in 2020, and then the movies as well too, with the Rick movie, first movie appearing, or first airing in theaters, most likely either 2020 or early 2021. We'll have to see when the actual release date gets announced, but we do know that next year we'll at least see 3 full different Walking Dead series, which will make for, I think, around 38 to 40, somewhere like that, or maybe 41 or 42 episodes in the year of new Walking Dead stuff. The Walking Dead original series, Fear the Walking Dead, 16 episodes, and then the new series, whether it be 6, 8, or 10. I'm not sure the runtime episode length for the first season of the new series they're going to do, but that's a lot of Walking Dead each year, right? It's quite a bit. So we just saw this finale for Fear the Walking Dead Season 5. What do we think is going to happen in Season 6? And first of all, when will it come back? So it'll probably come back, I think, sometime in either the summer or late spring, most likely, because I think what they're doing is after the Walking Dead Season 10 ends, they're going to do the new series, and then I would think Fear would either start after that, or something like that. So some kind of spring to early summer premiere for Fear the Walking Dead Season 6. Now, what we'll actually see in the series, and we'll probably do our first Q&A after this video on that one, either later tonight or maybe tomorrow, on whether or not we should keep, reviewing Fear next year, whether or not we should come back, whether or not we should do weekly reviews for it, whether or not you guys want to. So that video will be coming soon. We'll do a Q&A on that in the next 24 hours here and really discuss, should we keep doing this, right? Because Fear the Walking Dead Season 5, second half for me. The first half, no complaints. I love the first half all the way through to the mid-season finale. I thought it was a great first half of any season, and it's just such a shame that the back half was just so lackluster. And even the finale episode, which you guys know I have my hopes up for, I thought it was going to be a really good episode. And, with the exception of what happened with Morgan at the end, it was a really good episode. And I'm just really, really disappointed they went that route for this, the way things ended off for the season. So that leaves us at a huge cliffhanger, of course, for predictions, with the very first question being, Trev, do you think Morgan is going to survive, or do you think he will be killed off? And you guys can certainly leave your comments below. Maybe I'll put a poll here for you to vote in whether or not you think Morgan will survive or Morgan will be killed off in the first episode of Season 6 or in Season 6. And I guess it depends on what kind of direction they want to go with Fear the Walking Dead. I'm shocked to see this happen with Morgan, because I thought that he was going to be kind of a lock, a mainstay lead for Fear going forward permanently. It does make sense in a way, maybe if he's killed off, because they never did return to Alexandria in those 6 years. Why is that the case? How come they never went back to check? And, is that because of this? Is that because Morgan is actually killed off? Or is it that maybe they do go back at some time, but they find out that Rick isn't there, so they just stay for a little while and then they decide to leave again or something? Also possible, and neither of which do we really know the concrete answers for. So Morgan is in a state right now where he's just been shot right here. It doesn't look like it's shoulder. It doesn't look like it's anywhere kind of, it looks like it is a vital spot, right over there near, a lot of your main chest, near your heart, arteries and everything like this that's in there. And, man, it doesn't look good for him right now. So as such, he's alone. He's laying there. He's got the walkie-talkie, and we're to assume he's pressed the button and he's speaking openly to the others. Will they fight back and kind of escape out of the situation they're in, turn around and come and try to help him or something? Could they get there in time if they wanted to? Will he be able to pull himself into the church or whatever and say that we don't die or something, as he has said in the past before during, for example, All Out War and that kind of deal? Somehow he manages to survive on. I mean, I would like to see that, right? I would like to see Morgan JSS this and somehow pull himself into the church and someone come back and help him or something like this. That this is a time where he needs help, and he's been so willing the last 2 years since joining Fear to go around and help everybody else. Hopefully, in this time of need, maybe someone will fight their way out and help him, or maybe someone who stayed behind could help him in some way. Maybe even the rabbi or something. I don't know, or John, since maybe he has some ammunition or something and a hidden gun or something. I don't know. We'll see, man. Whatever they have to do. I mean, dumpster situation. I think that. You'd like to see Morgan survive this one next season. You'd like to see that continue. I really don't want to see Morgan be killed off in this way. I think it'd just be something, kind of awful for Fear. If you want Fear to last, at least past another year or two, I think you'd probably want to have Morgan there. Even if he's not always the forefront character, he doesn't always need to be. But, it's good to have some of those star characters in your series, and you only have a few left from the first season of the original Walking Dead series, and Morgan is one of them. So for those reasons, I think he probably will survive. Even though realistically, like if it wasn't a TV show, you'd say, oh yeah, he's in a bad state, he's probably going to die right then and there. But maybe he won't, and maybe we'll actually see him survive the season. So that's where I'd be leaning towards, but it's not a strong lean for me. It's like a 60-40, like 60% chance I think that he'll survive and that someone will rescue him, or he'll somehow, crawl into the church or something and manage to somehow survive here. I don't know. But they could just as easily go the other way, like I said, the other 40, and it would explain right then and there why the Fear group never made it to Alexandria, because if Morgan died, then that was it. But to see Virginia be the one to kill him, man, that'd be so unfortunate, because like I said, if we can't see Andrew Lincoln because he's going to be in the movies, and you only have a few, Michonne's going to leave 2 in this year, it was cool to have Morgan in Fear, because then you have one of those mainstay season 1 Walking Dead survivors, still in the Walking Dead series or in these properties. So if they do kill Morgan off, and if they decided that kind of this is another change in direction for Fear, and that people weren't really liking the whole kind of helping people peace thing, and this was their response to it, was like, okay, this is going to work. It's going to get Morgan killed to try to do this. Those are the consequences of it. Then I'm really, really saddened by that. But I'll be looking forward to seeing somebody get revenge on Virginia if that's the case. So those are my predictions for Morgan. I think he will survive. As far as the others and everything we see go through there, I expect the Virginia group and storyline to probably take up at least the first half of the season, of season 6. And then after that, the second half, maybe they will have some other kind of new storyline, and we'll see the group get back together again. But it could even be like a full season where it takes up the entire season, because it did sound like she has hundreds of people on her side. She has the SWAT vehicle now. Strand has some ideas about maybe if you're going to take them down, you can do it from the inside or something. So maybe that's the case. I just hate Virginia all around. I hate her even more now after the finale, and that she's bested Morgan here in this kind of way. It's just so unfortunate to see. She's not one of my favorite Walking Dead villains, and I just want to see her get her comeuppance after that finale. And she's just so damn annoying and trolly and everything. I just hate her so much. So something like that is most likely what I think we're going to see. Morgan somehow survive. Them either find out what she did to Morgan or something like this, or Morgan find his way to where they are and try to stop her or something like this. And the group kind of fight their way out of the situation that they're in, and maybe somehow defeat the Pioneers here. Even though there's so many of them, it's kind of hard to even say if they'd be able to. Maybe they just gotta rescue them and get the hell out of there or something. I don't know. I don't know, man. Because it's sort of like they're put into sort of like a Negan type situation now with the Saviors, where they have to kind of work for them, and they've all been split up too, which is another kind of interesting kind of idea, that they're not all in the same place. Some of them, are distant from each other and everything, and it's kind of sad. So we'll see how the whole thing plays out. So That's probably about the best I can do right now for predictions for Fear the Walking Dead Season 6. I don't know if it'll be the last season for Fear or if they're going to want to do a few more. It sounds like they're probably going to want to do a few more. I just hope they're better than this back half of season 5. I hope in Season 6 with the first half, I hope they don't put all the good stuff in the first half so that the second half is kind of so weak. It feels like in the last couple of seasons of Fear, that's sort of what they've done. The first half of Season 4 had like all this crazy stuff happening. You had Nick, you had the crossover, you had Madison, like these big things happening. And the second half, almost nothing. In the whole second half of Fear Season 4, like just really run-of-the-mill type of stuff. And then Fear Season 5 was the same kind of thing. You have this plane going, them landing a plane. And you have this nuclear meltdown. You have all these zombies everywhere. And you had the kind of fake-out death with Alicia. It's kind of crazy to see them maybe doing another fake-out death here now for Morgan in the finale of this season. So, at least something happened in this back half of Season 5 at the end here. That's a big thing with Morgan either way. But, it's not what I wanted to see. And then also... it's just like everything else in the back half has just been like, it's just like the second half of Season 4. So I hope in Season 6 that the season is more consistent and that, you don't just have all your best stuff in the first half and then the second half ends up being this just like lackluster, a chore to watch. And then in the end, it's just like that's not a payoff to that. The first half's mid-season finale was a payoff because you got to see the plane landing, and that was exciting and everything like that. That was cool, and the other stuff, and some of them in peril and everything. And I don't know, man. I don't know for Fear right now. Maybe Lennie had enough and decided, okay, kill me off if I had enough of doing this Walking Dead thing. Fans aren't really liking it, so just kill me off, and you guys continue the show without me or something. I hope that's not what happened, but if it is, then. That's unfortunate. We'll see what they can do with Season 6 without him. But I just don't know for Fear, man. It just feels like every time they make a decision or they do something, it's just like, I don't know. It feels like over time it's working less and less. And even when they do certain things, like that's not going to save it either. That's not going to help. That's not going to help. It's like I just don't know anymore. This Virginia villain's not going to help. It's like I don't know, man. I'm kind of sad with this second half of Fear. Pretty disappointed. And I hope in Season 6 they can kind of undo it. I hope Morgan survives. I hope Virginia's defeated pretty quickly at some point in Season 6. And then what they do from that, I guess we'll see what the grand plan is for Fear. Next video we'll do, should we continue to review the series or not? But, you guys can let me know what you think about that one. Write down your predictions below. What do you think will happen with Fear the Walking Dead Season 6? Do you care? And do you think Morgan will survive, being the paramount, first and foremost question? If you like the video, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and subscribe to the bottom left if you're new. That's it for this one. See you guys again soon for another. It's Trev saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.